This week, I thought we'd take a look at one of the lesser known and certainly lesser played games in the Fatal Frame series, Spirit Camera. In particular, we're going to be looking at both Maya and the Woman in Black, seeing as they're so closely tied together. Naturally, there are spoilers all throughout this video if you haven't played the game yet. But without further ado, let's get into it. 1. We have absolutely no idea when Maya was born. The game doesn't give us any sort of timeline for anything that happens in it, let alone past events. But depending on which version of the game you play, in the Japanese game she's 15 when the ritual takes place, and in the English version she's 18. Considering the game takes place in a large Western-style house, and the rather modern nature of Maya's clothes, we can assume that all of this took place not too far in the past, perhaps Taisho or early Showa era. 2. We also don't know where Maya is from. The only mention of a location in the game is simply the village. Where is this village? Who knows? We can probably assume it's in the northeast, like most of the games, but they weren't heavy on the lore for this one, so we just don't know. 3. The kanji that makes up Maya's name are the characters for truth or reality and night. This isn't a terribly common combination of characters, and if you do a search, most of the initial results will be for this game. But it does exist. 4. In a huge shock to everyone playing the game, I'm sure, it turns out that Maya and the Woman in Black are just inverted versions of each other. This goes for their dress, hair, and even skin color. The only real difference between them is that the Woman in Black's dress is also covered in vines. 5. This all makes sense once it's revealed that they are, in a way, the same person. The Woman in Black, the other Maya, came into being when Maya was looking for a connection when she was isolated as a child. She wrote in a purple diary an old woman from the village gave her, treating it as if she were actually talking to someone. And so, the other Maya was born. 6. The other Maya, interestingly, uses different kanji for her name, using the character for demon or evil spirit, rather than truth. The character for night remains the same. 7. When she was young, Maya was selected to be a shrine maiden for the Tokoyomi ritual. This ritual would turn her into a vessel for a kami-sama to inhabit, and they would then communicate through her. The idea was to summon a beneficial kami-sama that would save them from a plague wiping out their village. But to prepare for this ritual, she had to be entirely isolated and left with no ties to this world whatsoever. Basically, she needs to be an empty shell in order for the kami-sama to properly enter her body. Part of this preparation involved sewing both her eyes and mouth shut, in a way, creating a seal. 8. However, because Maya developed an attachment to the other Maya she created through her diary, the ritual failed. This caused darkness to spill out of her that consumed her village. It was also this moment that turned the other Maya into the Woman in Black, a dark, inverted version of her. 9. After the failed ritual, Maya and the Woman in Black became trapped in that purple diary, left forever to roam the old house they lived in while alive, or at least a version of it also trapped in the diary. However, Maya was left without her memories of what happened, and she has no idea who the Woman in Black is or how she relates to her. 10. When we, the unnamed protagonist of the game, get sucked into the diary as well, this is when we meet Maya for the first time. She tells us of the Woman in Black and how she takes people's faces. She's keeping Maya stuck in the diary, alongside everyone else, although she has no idea why. Either way, she decides to help us so maybe we can all escape it together. 11. Throughout the game, Maya finally comes to realize the woman in black is really her other half, and to end this curse, she has to reunite with her. Meanwhile, the woman in black is trying to do the same thing. Whoever finds the other first will draw their other half into them, either resulting in saving the woman in black or cursing Maya for eternity. 12. During the final battle of the game, the woman in black succeeds in merging with Maya. However, thanks to the handy camera obscura we're able to defeat and exorcise her, separating the two women again and allowing Maya to embrace her other half, reuniting with her and promising that she will never leave her alone again. This act satisfies the woman in black, and so they both lock themselves in the diary, keeping it closed to the outside world so no one can get in or out again. 13. Maya has 2 notes in the game. The first, Maya's memory, can only be obtained during a second playthrough. In it, she talks about the vines in the house that seem to be keeping them all trapped there. And, in Maya's voice, she details what happened in the past with being isolated, getting the diary, and meeting the other Maya because of it. 14. The woman in black also has a series of notes that can only be obtained during a second playthrough as well. This time, 12 in total. These detail her encounters with people who got sucked into the diary, and also her hopes of reuniting with Maya. 15. The reason the woman in black disfigures people's faces is, of course, because of what happened to her. Or rather, the actual Maya, whose memories she now possesses. Her mouth and eyes were sealed shut in preparation for the ritual, and so, consumed by darkness, the woman in black continues doing the same to others. 16. The woman in black also appears in both mini-dramas that were created to advertise the game, both English and Japanese. Neither of these are very long, but involve someone finding a cursed video game or diary, and through playing the 3DS, the woman in black is summoned, and she takes her prize. Her prize being those who summoned her, of course. 17. While the game technically has one ending, if you play it again, the ending the next time will change to become slightly more ominous. First time around, Maya leaves the word "thank you" on the diary when she seals herself and the woman in black inside. But the second time, it's replaced with "never escape." A phrase commonly uttered throughout the game because it was what the old woman said when she was sewing Maya's eyes and mouth shut. 18. In Japanese, both Maya and the woman in black are voiced by Hisakawa Aya. You may know her as Kero in Cardcaptor Sakura, Sailor Mercury in Sailor Moon, the current Bulma in Dragon Ball, and many, many other roles from the last 30-odd years. Yeah, they managed to get a lot of big names for this series. 19. In English, they were voiced by Sammy Detzer, who doesn't seem to have done a lot over the years, but from what I can tell, now does mostly theatre work. 20. Finally, despite being the least well-known game in the franchise, Maya still appears as a trophy in Super Smash Bros. On the 3DS. The description is slightly different depending on which version of the game you're playing, but the EU version states, "They say those who see words that shouldn't be there on the pages of the purple diary turn into faceless corpses. Anyway, Maya is somehow trapped inside the diary, and it's up to you to take photos with the camera obscura to unravel the mystery surrounding Maya and this diary." And that is 20 facts about Maya and her other half, the woman in black, from the 3DS entry into the series. But what did you guys think of this one? Are there any other characters or games you'd like me to explore? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you again next time.